Hello, everybody. Welcome back to DND404. I am your DM, Tony, and join with me today are the other three Lonely Island song on my mixtape. Fellas, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves, starting with he's on a podcast and he plays Armos and Jared.
What's going on, guys? Armos checking in, and that is definitely my favorite Lonely Island song. I'm on a boat.
Oh, it is.
I can't tell you how many times that came on when I was like at a bar or club or something like that and losing my mind and being like, this is the greatest thing. This is peak like comedy. And you know what I mean? Like, I love it. But yeah, I have a runner up, but I don't think anyone's going to take it, but I'll wait till the end. All right, Dan, go.
I'm Dan. I play Minas Pepperwalker, your tiny little swarm keeper ranger. And my favorite Lonely Island song is absolutely Lazy Sunday.
I don't think I've heard that one.
What?
hit us with the, you know,
Lazy
the chorus.
Sunday, wake up in the late afternoon, call Parnell just to see how he's doing. Yo, what up, Parn? Yo, Sandberg was cracking. You never heard that?
No.
You
Oh
know what?
my God.
It sounds vaguely familiar, but not like,
Classic.
wow. Okay.
I'm shocked.
I'll give it a listen.
Apparently mine's a throwback.
Yeah, it sounds like a throwback. Yeah. Hidden gem. How about that?
What about you, Drell?
My name is Alec. I play Drell of the Ashbourne. And I'm my favorite Lonely Island song is actually sang by Natalie Portman in Natalie's Rap 2.0
Wow.
from her SNL skit she did with them.
Wow.
I have another close second runner up, but
That's
if you guys haven't
hilarious.
seen it, she goes completely off and it's really fucking good.
Oh, I do remember. Yeah, I do recall that.
Yeah, where she's like doing the interview and then
Yeah.
it's good.
It is a really good one. I didn't know that they worked on that. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was put on by them. So technically that is a Lonely Island song. What about you, Tony?
I want to be going Alex route here. My favorite one is actually sung by Jack Black, and it's Sax Man.
I knew you were going to pick that one, by the way,
It's
because
so good.
you've sang it before.
You fucking play some Sax Man. So fun. But I definitely have a runner-up as well, but Sax Man is definitely my favorite.
Jared, what's your runner-up?
The three-way one, but specifically the music video. I think that music video is hilarious. Your mom says hi, Jinx. So good.
My runner-up is, I don't know if I can say the title name on here, but maybe we'll bleep it out. It's Jizz in My Pants.
Yep, that's going to have to get bleeped out for sure.
Yeah,
I ate a grape.
It is a great song, though.
that's a good one.
In a box.
And I Sid in my pants.
Oh, that's gross. Ban him.
Yeah. I was gonna say my runner-up is definitely "Finest Girl" from their movie, the
Pop star.
fucked like Bin Laden song.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
Dan, did you have a runner-up?
I don't know. I feel like you all said mine. That would be my runner-up.
Wow. I just had sex. Like
Oh,
one of their best
that's-
one.
yeah,
I mean,
That's what I just highlighted.
How are we
Doing like
gonna
Bin
not
Laden.
bring
That's what
this
it
up?
is.
I just had sex or...
I'm a boss. Classic.
Oh, we just talked about this earlier. Threw it on the ground.
I threw it on the ground. Yeah.
That's not my dad. It's
all their stuff's really good.
That'd be my runner-up.
Okay. Well, now you know the deal. Before we do the recap, we're going to go ahead and do the rundown. And today's rundown is brought to you by... Who's it brought to you by?
not me.
It's either Alec or Tony? Maybe it's me. Oh, it's Alec.
No, I just did one.
No, you did not.
Yeah, you guys made me do it, dude. I remember.
No, you did a recap.
Oh, same, but different.
No, it's not.
Same.
Brought to you by me. I'll take the rundown today. That's right. I'm going to go ahead and do a little house cleaning for this rundown. Discord. We post all alerts, announcements, changes, housekeeping announcements, community events in the Discord. And specifically, if something comes up and for some reason we need to cancel an episode 1 week. We recently had to push back episode 104 a few weeks ago because I got very sick. You'll find all the news on the Discord. So make sure you go ahead and join the Discord to get the hottest news and new announcements. That could be merch if we're pushing episodes back, if we're doing a double header, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So go ahead and join the Discord if you're not in the Discord. Thank you. And now you know the deal. We're going to go ahead and roll for the recap where I roll a giant rubber foam D4 that's been half chewed by my bunnies, where I'm number 1. 2 is Dan. 2 is Alec. 3 is Dan. And 4 is Jared.
Self-corrected, I'm proud of you.
And whoever lands on has to do the recap for the last episode. So I'm going to go ahead and roll it. Fellas, how would you like me to roll the dice?
I would like you to turn your camera on.
I would like you to stand up, hold it above your head, and just drop it.
Throw it on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
You know what? Do the creep.
No, do like the Squid Games and throw it as hard as you can on the ground and try to flip it.
Do the creep.
Went onto the desk.
Can you pull the camera around to see it?
All right, let's try it.
As he changes it with his toe.
No,
I can feel his toes like being like, eh.
I can see it in the reflection.
Yeah.
Can you?
No.
Can you?
Don't mind the paper. I was nervous.
What is the stain on your...
There it is. Jared.
J-Man.
Jared.
You know what? It's just weird. The time it goes off the camera, it's me. It's weird.
Oh, so weird.
You know what? We'll just keep that in our mind. I was walking through the bullpen, see, and a Nothic walks up to me and changes right in front of me. Jack Bowden, good to see ya. Man, I'm not gonna let you trick me. I hit him with a spell. You must think I'm a dope. I'm gonna be part of your railroad, man. I hope you like fireball to the face.
I finally find my bestest friends. And then Jack says, you came here just in time. Here, let me help. I said, man, what I look like? A charity case? I dropped my pastry and I hit him with a spell. But I still need your hand out. 'Cause you're an adult. Please, you can help me, Jack Bowden.
At the cafeteria with the so-called scientist, he hands Drell a piece of paper and says it's coffee. Man, this ain't coffee. It's just a piece of paper. I threw it in the trash. What, you think he's stupid? He's not part of your railroad. Paper isn't coffee. Duh.
Nihilus tells me that it's actually a coffee recipe, but it has a stupid ass name, Lava Drava to the ground. He threw the rest of his brews too. Welcome to the real world, Nihilus.
So many things to get in our downtime, like boots and scrolls and coats and even books.
We are the heroes. Then guards came in and they had a woolly mammoth. Speak to animals. I wanna talk to the mammoth, homies. Then the big mammoth spoke up. Turned out he was fearful. And he told me he would run if we ran into trouble. He wasn't even subtle. I was messing up the convo. I struggled and struggled. I gave up on the mammoth and left the divider. The moral of the story is, don't trust the railroad, man.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the world of Humbrea, featuring 3 first-time adventurers and 1 very patient DM. This is DND404. Welcome to session 107. When we last left off, the 3 of you had just left Lord Baron's Divider with a set of equipment to travel through the harsh north of North Trillis as you set a course to the Valley of Winds, a place of legend, a place where no man, no mortal has went and survived and lived to tell the tale. A place where Lord Baron and his followers believe that Drell's father, Brax, his axe lies where he's slain Frostoon, the god of wolves. Now, we ended the last session with a little blurb that I'm going to repeat for this session because I believe it sets the tone. With Beethoven, you exit Lord Baron's Divider through the northern gate as the large double steel doors open to the Kingdom of Brim as it lays before you. The Kingdom of Brim, although shares the same land as the Kingdom of Aramor, it's an entirely different world. As you three know, Brim is full of free folk from North Trillis, mostly made up of dwarves, gnomes, Goliaths, and orcs. All live within its borders. All towns may work together within Brim for the greater good, but each town remains close to their own, and every town has its own sets of laws and customs here. You all notice something strange as you leave. The clouds are dense and heavy and red. Although the dark red clouds enshroud South Trillis, the environment in Brim is very different from what you notice in the Kingdom of Aramor. The grass and dirt are more of a dull color here. It's not long in your travels that you start to see patches of frosted grass along the side of the road. In the distance are mountains of ice and snow. The cold winds of North Trillis reach as far as Lord Baron's Divider. The longer you travel, the more snow and ice come into view. You feel like the road that you're traveling on is separating the seasons before you. It's too warm for blankets, but it's too cold for summer clothes. And the woolly mammoth, Beethoven, begins to push on this old dirt road in this dull color of a planescape. Now, the three of you are on this beautiful carriage, and as the northern gates open, from what you're used to from the Kingdom of Aramor, you are immediately met with this cold wind. Drell, you feel a sense of familiarity with this particular breeze. You haven't felt this breeze since you came into South Trills, into the Kingdom of Aramor. It's very comforting to you. You know that soon, if you keep following the cold wind, you're going to get cold very quickly. As I said in the last session, when the three of you drive the cart, and within the cart, you actually drive it from the inside as these large leather reinforced reins guide the woolly mammoth from inside, and this is so the three of you can stay warm when you're traveling once you're in the cold, harsh environment. So what are the three of you doing as you begin your journey?
We know who's driving.
Yeah. So I'm up there
Is that a
with
real
the
question?
reins. I'm up there with the reins, right? So, okay. I think Armos wants to have a discussion while the reality hasn't set in yet. Like, it's obviously in front of him, but they're too busy still talking about all the details of just leaving. We're not really Bloodshard Bandits. It was a good name, but it's not politically correct anymore. We got to come up with a better name.
What's wrong with it? Besides that the Queen thinks that it means we're part of the Red Dawn and take Bloodshards and use Bloodshards and...
Yeah, I mean, it's not really that bad.
I mean...
I thought you would, out of all of us, would be the one to like it the most.
I mean, it's great. It served a purpose, but I think, it's time to rebrand, recreate ourselves. What do you guys think? You want to keep with it? I mean, we're on wanted posters.
Yeah, it's pretty sick, right?
I mean, it is, but...
The bestest friends. The friend furies. The friend fellows. Ha!
Man.
What? Okay, that one was kind of weak. I don't know. I'm not good at naming things. I don't do that.
What about the Beast Slayers?
I guess that's... Is it too on the nose? Well, I guess Bloodshard Bandits was kind of on the nose.
Yeah.
Kill them all or die trying... No, wait, that's not our name.
What if we took a word from each one of us?
No, Bloodshard Bandits. No, what are we gonna get? Little things sewed into our jackets? What is that? No.
What? Sewed into our jackets?
Yeah, isn't that what you do?
No.
Draminus.
Why don't we just take each one of our letters and then put them all together and spell a word? No, I don't like...
Manellos.
No.
I don't know. Manellos is kind of growing on me. Sorry, let me try and stay in character as I come up with names.
Who's driving Beethoven? And give me an animal handling check.
Drell.
Obviously, and his name is Mammy the Mammoth.
I actually talked to him last night, and he added some stuff to his name. It is Beethoven of the North.
You hear this elephant-like noise from the front as he blows.
That's right, Beethoven of the North.
I'm gonna use a luck point.
I was gonna say, wait, he just screamed. Shouldn't we get advantage? We just said his name.
What'd you roll?
It was a 7.
I'm taking a luck point.
It doesn't matter.
Much better. 16.
16. You gingerly hold the reins as you feel like Beethoven has a sense of how to follow a road, and you're just kind of keeping him along, and you are using the reins comfortably, and you're not being too forceful with him, and he seems to be going. The pace that you guys are going is faster than you would walk, but it's definitely a lot slower than you're used to from like horses. He's definitely not as fast as a horse or two.
Don't worry, Mammy. Nothing's gonna happen to you.
It's a whale.
Yep, nothing.
And the three of you keep going. Please continue about how you want to rename yourselves. I'm enjoying this conversation.
Yeah, so I think my vote is Bloodshard Bandits. It's what we are. We can't rebrand. People won't know us if we start going by other things.
We have to stay true to ourselves.
Yeah, then we'll have to explain why we changed, and it'll be a whole thing, and then you'd have to put out like a press release apologizing or something.
Mer.
Yeah, and who's she to tell us what our name should and shouldn't be?
Mer.
Yeah, exactly.
What is she wait.
Come on, Armos. I thought you were the one that wanted to break all the rules.
She's a queen.
Now you want to change your name?
Look, I'm just trying to be politically correct here. Just making sure, we kind of named ourselves after kind of a catastrophe.
In our defense, you were literally stealing every single blood shard that you even put your eyes on. So at least it was accurate, though.
That was a good pun.
Sid of the Hellfire is taken back at a gasp. With Armos.
All right. Just thought I'd bring it up.
Well, we'll all workshop some names, and in the next week, we'll decide. We'll come to a vote.
Yeah, we'll totally all workshop names. I'd like to shake my head no once I look off by myself.
The three of you continue to travel down this road, and you notice something along the sides of the road. You don't see any towns, structures, or buildings. However, along the side of the road is a group of scattered dwarves. They look beaten. They look like they've been through it. Their clothes are a bit tattered. They have a bunch of bindaloons, and it looks like what they're carrying isn't exactly in perfect packaging. There's a bunch of open crates with some fruit in there and food and some messy folded cloths. And it's about a group of 10 dwarves coming down the side of the road, and they're making a path for you. They're not trying to block you, but they all look at the cart as the three of you are about to pass by. But they make no attempt to hail or pull you over.
Should we help them, or we just gotta keep going?
I just look at him and say, "You're almost there. Keep going. It's right around the corner." And I give him a hitchhiker's thumb backwards, the opposite direction.
You have been traveling for a few hours by this point when you see them.
It's only a few hours away. You're almost there.
Armos is on the way to save the world. Okay, so he doesn't care.
Okay, you don't care?
He's on a mission.
I don't know if I have anything that can help 10 random people. Yeah, I got nothing.
And the three of you keep going. About an hour passes, and you notice that the dirt and grass become more and more dull, and the clouds begin to loom over. Now, but at this point in the day, it's about to be noon, where the sun is highest in the sky. However, it's because of the heavy clouds, it still feels like very early morning. You're looking up at the clouds, these dense, dark red clouds, and it looks like it's blocking out the sun. It's eclipsing the sunlight.
Drell, I think I see the loophole you were talking about.
What do you mean?
Sun's kind of non-existent.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's... like I said, I'm from here. I kind of when he said that, I'm like, okay.
Are you sure we shouldn't go back? I feel like we should have helped those guys in some way. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of bad about it.
I mean, they're going to Lord Baron's. I mean, I don't. What do you want?
Okay, you're right.
Mammy goes so slow, they're probably gonna walk faster.
Animal handling check as you make that comment.
It wasn't a bad thing. It's slow and sturdy.
11.
He's indecisive about it. Doesn't feel great, but it's not insulted yet. As he keeps walking forward, the day begins to work itself into noon. You start noticing that the grassy land around you is now becoming more of like this decayed yellowish wheat color as you are now as the road now cuts through some supposed farmland, and everything around it looks very dead and decrepit. It looks like the land around you is plagued somehow. There are trees in the distance that have leaves on them, but the ones along the roads seem very dead and twisted. In the distance, you see a farmhouse that looks collapsed. The thatched roofs look broken and worn and torn, and it looks deserted as you begin to come up on the farmhouse. All the crops around it, as far as your eyes can see, are dead. And it is still summertime. You feel like it should be yielding something here.
Well, that doesn't look good, guys. Should we check it out?
If we don't, are you gonna keep saying, man, I wish we would have checked that thing out as we kept going down the road?
Oh my god, you just reminded me of the dwarves. Maybe we should have gone back.
Oh my, yep, okay. Let's
Is it too late?
And I try to get Mammy to stop.
You would like to pull over and check out the farmhouse?
Yeah.
Okay. You get Mammy to stop as you have a good handle on him. And he stops in the middle of the road. He doesn't pull over. Matter of fact, he's so wide that he can't like really go left or right. He's kind of taking up the whole road. And you stop before these houses and you hear the soft banging of shutters every time you feel that cold breeze from the northern border blow your way. The house inside is completely pitch black, and the only things you can see from the outside is the whatever little light in the daytime is shining through the cracks in the roof and in the open windows.
I'm just gonna peek inside.
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Yeah, Drell definitely stays with everything.
18.
With an 18, you peer through one of the open windows, and the furniture inside looks old and withered, and it looks like how it's been collapsed. The furniture is like through time itself. Looks like this place has been abandoned for some time. It's not heavily caked with dust yet, but you get the sense that this place didn't survive a storm of some kind.
Things are rotting. Nothing's really in there anymore. It's been abandoned for a while.
Right. Yes.
Was it abandoned when I left?
Oh.
Make me a history check.
An 8.
You don't really recall much of this road when you came down. As a matter of fact, I recall that you spent most of your time sleeping.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
You
I
didn't
guess
know
so.
any of these people here, did you? They like.
No, I mean, we don't really, even though this was on our way to Lord Baron's, we don't really,
Oh, you
talk too much with,
Yeah, kind of stick to your people, kind of like I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's nothing to see here, but we just, I don't know, need to be careful, I guess. I didn't really get much from all this. I'll hop back on the cart.
You hop
The
back.
carriage?
Yeah, you hop back on the carriage and get back inside, and Drell takes the reins and begins to move again. And then day turns into night as you cross this farmland, and this looks like it was a pretty big farm at some point, and then it's more open road, and you begin to travel throughout the day. And it leads into night, and it is dark. The only light source around you is coming from inside your wagon. You notice that Drell, when you are driving Beethoven, you notice that he's like bumping along the rocks and ridges on the side of the road, and you feel that the cart is having a hard time staying there. It's like he's having trouble seeing. You feel that Beethoven may need a rest of some kind.
All right, boys, think we're gonna have to maybe call it for a little bit. I think Beethoven needs Mammy needs some, he's gonna need a break. We gotta give him a little break. Man's starting to swerve all over the road.
Probably time we camp out, so.
Yeah, we got that cool house thing, right, Menace?
Well, we shouldn't use it. Yeah, that's for like emergencies.
Oh. I was kind of, okay.
Drell puts back his
thing his bed that he was gonna use in it. All right, fine.
Yeah, because we only got 3 charges, and it'll keep us warm.
Yeah, but I mean, we want to test it out, right? Make sure it works ahead of time. No, okay. So
I didn't think about testing it.
yeah.
It's not the worst idea. Armos, what do you think? Should we test this out?
I mean, and I look, the sun clearly went down here, right? And it comes back when it's dawn, correct?
That's what he said. It refreshes at dawn.
There we go.
Well,
Hey, if it refreshes at dawn, I can see the sun.
let's try it out, I guess. Hut! And I throw it on the ground.
You step outside the carriage and you throw the tiny wood sculpted cottage onto the floor. Then, how does it look like? How do you want the tiny hut to look like? It says it's a dome, but I'll let you flavor it how you want.
Yeah, because Minas wasn't thinking too hard. He thought back to like his clay-built, thatched-roofed, like really rough houses from his tribe. So it just looks like one of those. Reminds me of home.
You see this makeshift Minotaur style house that is 1 floor. You walk inside. It has the same dimensions as the spell mentions, and you see that there are 3 beds there. It's like a big room. There's about 3 beds in there, and in the center is a nice big like fire pit that like levels down a little bit, heats up the room nice. It's like the perfect temperature, and it's a place where you can cook and get a proper rest. It does not fit the woolly mammoth.
All right, I'm gonna go back outside and make like a nice big tent for Beethoven.
Yeah, can I also just secure all the stuff that is left in the cart and stuff? Like, I want to make sure it's like fortified.
Yeah, it definitely locks. It's a very fortified cart. It can definitely lock.
And then, yeah, so I'll position it next to the little hut, and then I'll unhook Mammy from it, and I'll walk over and wait for Minas to set up the tent for him, and then I'll bring him into it.
Okay, Minas, you go ahead and set up this little area for Beethoven to sleep under. And as he goes to scoot under it, it just ends up being a giant blanket for him.
Yeah.
But you lock down the cart, you lock down the wheels, and you lock the doors, and you keep everything close by. You can see everything from the outside, from inside the tiny hut, but nobody can see in. That's the magic of it.
All right, Sid Toven the Third. Keep a good eye on Mammy. Beethoven. Now Drell's gotten to me.
That's very hairy Sid. Looks like he's keeping watch.
He's been picking like loose hairs that have been falling from the ground. All right, good stuff. I'm trusting you. And I go back inside.
Okay. Are the 3 of you just going to bed? What are you doing?
I mean, have we been traveling like all day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just kind of ready to conk out.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna like position myself near the side of the mammoth so I can like, as I'm just laying there relaxing, I want to just make sure I'm keeping an eye on him as well.
Oh, Drell, that was gonna be my bed.
Oh.
I already put my stuff there.
Oh, this is weird.
Oh,
And,
okay.
you know, I guess this is like your house. No, it's fine. It's your house, man. It's all just.
No, I'll move.
I'm a guest
I'll
here,
move.
so I'll just stay wherever. It's fine.
It's not my house,
I'll just
actually.
go over here.
And
And
then
then I
we
find the
both go to separate
smallest bed
cots.
that doesn't fit me, and I try to go into it. It's fine, miss.
And now Minas feels too awkward to sleep in that bed, so he goes to a separate bed. Armos, go sleep in that one.
Wow. He totally just told me he was going to sleep there. No, he's not. I guess he just didn't want me
I told
there
you it
sick.
was yours.
These are my inner thoughts. You don't even know what I'm saying.
Then why are you mumbling it?
Oh.
And the 3 of you go to bed for the night. And I'm just going to make some rolls here.
Bed rolls.
Crescent rolls.
Hey.
The night passes, and it goes mostly undisturbed. The blood shards that you have within your bag begin to vibrate again, similar to that night at Scoreus' chapel a month ago, where Armos had that vision. The blood shards begin to rumble again.
Cool. Not gonna answer this call. Gonna let it go to voicemail. Yep. Just not gonna touch those. Minas,
What? What?
look, I think you should touch this blood shard. And I open up my bag
I touched.
and present it to him.
Why am I touching?
It's like one of
I
the.
can't see in the dark. Just put in my palm.
I dumped the bag to where it falls into his hand.
You dump a blood shard into Minas' hand. Minas, as you rub your eyes, and go, getting a last yawn out. The blood shard.
What'd you put in my head?
The blood shard falls into your palm as you lazily stretch it out, unknowing what's about to happen to you. And then your eyes go wide, your mouth goes wide, your hand is stretched out, but the other one is limp. You begin to drool as the eyes roll to the back of your head as these words echo within your mind. The voice of a Christo sending you a message as it completely enshrouds you. The clouds of doubt waver over those who refuse to see the truth.
Clouds of
Darkness will engulf those who fight its embrace and empower those who chase its salvation. And this repeats over and over and over again. Armos, Drell, you see Minas in this trance-like state holding one of the blood shards. Drooling, eyes roll to the back of the head. You only see the white of his eyes as his mouth is gaped. You see all of the Sids act the same.
Oh,
Creepy.
that's it? Creepy?
This is this is what's been happening. You know,
Can I try to smack it out of his hand?
You smack it out of his hand?
Yeah, I want to smack it out of his hand.
You smack it out of his hand and Minas comes too.
What did you do? Armos, why'd you do that to me? Why would you do that? Oh my god. I puke in the middle of the floor.
All the Sids throw up.
Oh my god. That was awful.
Yeah, I was just curious how you would react to it.
Why would you already went through it? I reacted the way you did, I'm sure.
You know, it was just an experiment. You passed. Yeah.
Okay.
Good job.
Go to bed now. I go bed.
Yep.
I fall back onto the cot. But I stay wide-eyed for half an hour before I get to sleep. Clouds of death. Waver over those. They hear me like mumbling to myself.
Yeah, so you're kind of mumbling it out loud and you go back to bed, traumatized as it takes you a while to go back to sleep. A few hours pass and through the dense, thick, heavy red clouds, the sun finally rises and sheds some light upon the dark morning as the three of you wake up. Minas, you felt like you got the worst sleep of your life.
Empower those who chase his salvation. And I wake up in a cold sweat. Good morning. I'm fine. How do you guys sleep?
Oh man, great. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna go take a walk. I pack my stuff up.
You know, I'm starting to think those blood shards aren't great.
Oh, wow. You think, Armos. Wow.
You know.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Someone should have told me earlier.
Yes, totally. Someone should have totally told you how bad they were to be totally obsessed with. Mm-hmm.
From outside, you hear Minas mumbling the phrase again.
Look what you did to Minas.
Okay. True.
Yeah, you could have at least gave him a heads up or something. You literally woke him up. No, you didn't. You put it in his hand as soon as he woke up.
Hey, you gotta touch this. He's like, okay.
So what do you think a heads up means? That doesn't sound like a heads up.
Sounds like I did my best.
No, a heads up is, hey, Minas, I'm about to hand you something that's going to traumatize you for at least a day. Hopefully not that long. And boom, you put it in his hand.
I see what you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening.
Mm-hmm.
But I disagree.
Mm-hmm. Wait. Yeah, okay. You know what? You go outside with Minas and help him get Mammy ready. I'm gonna stay in here and pack up inside.
All right. So we start packing up.
You gather your things, you hook Beethoven back up to the cart, and the three of you are ready to set out on another day's journey. Drell, you taking the reins again?
I look at Minas and he was gonna offer Minas to drive, but I think now Minas doesn't really want to, or it's might not be safe to have Minas drive.
It's embrace.
That's right, Minas. That's right, Minas.
He has a blanket on. He doesn't usually have a blanket, but he has a blanket.
Yeah, Drell's gonna take the reins. Maybe tomorrow, buddy.
Go ahead and make me an handling check.
Gonna use a luck point on that one.
For those that can't see, it was a 3.
But I have +2, so technically it was not 1. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna use another luck point.
What'd you roll? You have to tell us the rolls.
I know. Okay, I rolled a set. I rolled a 9, and I'm gonna have to use another luck point.
This was gonna be great though.
Oh, I rolled a 6.
So the 9.
Would you consider this a saving throw?
No.
Damn.
Saving throw. So let's go with the 9.
No, I can't use. Wait, can I? Let me see.
Yeah, you take the highest roll.
Oh, okay, then I will take the 9.
With the 9, you notice that you're being a little stiff on the reins, and Beethoven doesn't really like that. Although he begrudgingly moves forward, you can tell that Beethoven's on edge a little bit as the mammoth pulls the cart, and you're just being too rough.
I'm sorry, Mammy. Okay, it was a rough night. I know. Look, I'll give you some of Armos's rations while he's asleep, okay?
And you continue on your day, and a few hours pass and you see nothing. Open, flat lands. And then it looks like you're about to come up on some more farmland, except this farmland looks way worse than the farmland you previously encountered. Much more decrepit, very decayed. The buildings looks like it has foliage growing over them. It looks very worn. There's no crops. It's just dead stems as these heavy clouds loom over, and you see a group of these farmhouses, same as the other one that you checked out from the day before, looks empty and abandoned.
The clouds of doubt waver over those who refuse to see the truth.
And you begin to move through the destroyed, decaying farmland.
Wait, yeah, this is just stuff we're passing. Like, there's nothing notable, right?
I want to make a perception check, though.
Go ahead.
I'll
and
do an
make
Arcana check.
14.
You notice that the damage here to the buildings is similar to the damage from the last farm. It looks like it didn't survive a very bad storm. Matter of fact, you notice that some of the trees are knocked over and uprooted. It looks like some type of maybe hurricane passed by, tornadoes, or just looks like it was ripped out of the ground. You notice that there are some holes in the sides of these buildings that look like they were punched through by something.
So that's what I was going to ask. Would I think it's like giants?
You can't really tell with a 14. I mean, giants live everywhere. The frost giants that you know about are very different from the giants that would be down in South Trillis. They're like hill giants would live in South Trillis. Frost giants are intellectual beings that live in North Trillis.
Okay, so it's in the realm of possibilities.
And then you continue on your travels. And this repeats for a while. The more north you go, the more decaying and destruction you see. And then about half a day passes. You have eaten lunch, and Beethoven continues to press on, and then you see another group of dwarves on the side of the road. But these look like they're trying to hail you down. These want you to stop. There's about a group of 6 dwarves. They look beaten and battered, their clothes are ripped, and they're trying to get your attention.
I mean, I guess we hear what they have to say.
Who's outside, Armos?
Oh no. I was suspicious.
They look friendly?
Mm,
He peeks out of the blanket.
no.
Oh.
Maybe? I don't know. I don't trust anyone.
Can I do an insight check?
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
It's a 6.
They look very beaten and torn up. Clothes are ripped. They look very dirty. You do not see any travel bags with them.
Yeah, I'll pull over, but as I'm doing so, I want to lean back and like whisper to Armos and Menace that I'm stopping and just get ready. I don't know what's happening, but
Okay.
they want me to stop. Menace, Menace, wake up.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Just rough times.
Okay. You tell me how you approach this, and we'll go from there.
Well, I guess I just stop until they reach us.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Because you
Pull up next to them.
The other one's hailing us down.
Yeah, I know. They're the ones hailing us down. I just stop. Like I'm waiting for them to do whatever they're hailing us down for.
Please help! Please help! We are so hungry. And you see that some of them begin to rub their stomachs, and they have their hands out.
Well, why are you so hungry? What happened? You don't have food?
We haven't had food for days.
Now that I'm up, I'll try and do an insight check
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
on what they're... I reroll those?
It's not so easy, is it?
That will be a 16.
They look very hungry. They look beaten up. It looks like they were jumped. It looks like they had a very rough couple of days. They don't have any current supplies on them. And the weapons they have on them look very rusted over. And their weapons consist of like short swords and daggers. Survival kit stuff.
We can share maybe a ration or two. I don't know.
Anything to help. Our home was destroyed, please. And they're like cupping their hands out. They're trying to get your attention and like going up to the side of the cart, of the carriage, as you're talking to them like through the windows.
I'm definitely checking the rearview mirrors to make sure there's no one coming up on the other side.
I'm getting some rations ready. How many are there?
There's 6 of them.
While Menace is getting the rations ready, I start drilling them with questions. Where are you coming from? What happened? Give me the details.
Our home was destroyed. This
Heard that. By who?
force of nature came in and just swiped it all away. It's just up the road.
Force of nature? Wait, just up the road? How are you starving and you haven't eaten in weeks if it's just up the road?
We were living within the rubble and we decided to head south to visit some of the farms.
So about those farms.
What happened to the farms?
Not sure.
And then look at you like, clearly you're going to a place of safe passage. Please bring us along with you.
No, we're not going anywhere safe.
We're going the opposite of safe.
We're going to the danger.
There's nothing around here. And you have this huge warm cart. Let us go with you.
We don't have enough supplies, and the mammoth can't carry that much.
Listen, here's 6 rations. Use them sparingly and head south towards Lord Baron's divider. He can help you.
You see like 2 of them like grab it out of your hands and they just start scarfing it down. They look like they're so hungry. Like, blah, blah, blah. Can't you take us, please?
I just start the mammoth again to keep going.
Oh my
You
god.
need to go that way.
Yeah, I roll up the windshield. I roll up the window.
It's a manual one,
You guys
so you have to
got this?
like really.
It'll be okay. Head south.
You monsters, you're just gonna leave us here to die?
This is really
We're
scared.
just scraps, and they're like throwing like an apple core at the carriage as the three of you start riding away.
Okay, you can
That's
actually
it.
eat that. You can eat the core. I don't see. Now you're wasting food.
And they begin to curse at you in Dwarven.
If you eat it from the top or the bottom up, you can eat it. You just don't eat it from the side.
3 of you ride away. They curse at you in Dwarvish as they seemingly wanted to hitch a ride with you.
And of course, 30 minutes later after silence, Minas is like, maybe we should go back.
Menace, I'm not gonna lie. You rolled the window up on him. I was just. You could have told me to stop, and you didn't.
I was scared.
They'll be okay.
You're right.
They ate one meal. They can make it another day all the way to Lord Baron's. They'll be okay.
You're right. You're right.
It gets nothing but warmer heading south. Them coming with us into the cold, it wouldn't have.
Would have been worse. You're right.
It would have been worse. It's what I'm just gonna keep telling myself. It's fine. Anyways, so we're headed north, right?
And you continue down the road. And you notice that the road becomes a little more bumpy as you're now crossing over some broken cobblestone, stone buildings. And you look out the windows and you see that the road now crosses through this destroyed dwarven town. On the side of the road, you see a sign and it says, and it has the town's name. The town's name is Ironstone. And you see that all these buildings are completely destroyed, collapsed in on themselves. You see forges, you see farmsteads, stables, homes completely destroyed. It looks like the hamlet was taller and once was very well put together, but it's about a compound of like 14 buildings in total. It's not a huge town, but it was definitely a well fortified one. And it takes you a little bit longer to cross through as you're going through this town, and just like the farmhouses, this place looks completely destroyed over. Is there anything you would like to do here, as the sun will be setting soon?
I would like to search for any supplies that could help us on our journey.
And then while he's doing that, could we just shack up in here as opposed to using our tent thing?
You could definitely find a building that's still standing if you would like to take refuge here for the night.
Would we not be able to just do it? Like, could we not just rest in the cart?
You can. You absolutely can. There is a bunk up there. Like, that was the purpose of it for when you're in the snow.
I think we just do that because.
Okay.
But would you like to get out, look for supplies?
Yeah, I'm gonna look around a little bit, guys.
Yeah, check under the cart. Make sure none of those doors tried to hatch on.
I look under the cart.
You look under the car, you don't see anything, but you guys are going to spend an hour looking through the rubble of this town. As you start looking through the buildings, you have to like move a lot of the like rubble out of the way, and go ahead and make me a survival check as you begin to look through the rubble.
Could be an 11.
Okay, Drell, Armos.
25.
Nice.
4.
Almost, you don't find anything of value with a 4. With an 11, you definitely find some old rations and some rotted away fruit that looks like it could be edible, but looks like it wouldn't have much flavor to it. With a 25, you find some repair supplies, specifically like a carpentry tools, Drell, that you think you would come in clutch if you were to, like if the cart would break down somehow. And there's some really nice masonry here, and the wood is really high quality. And you take some extra lumber and you strap it to the side of the cart. You think like if a spoke on one of the wheels broke off or there was any damage done to like the walls of the carriage, this would be perfect to repair it. The bad is that as you are clearing through the rubble looking for these supplies, you do find a number of dead dwarves within the wreckage. Specifically, it looks like they were torn apart somehow. Some dwarves look like they have foliage growing out of them. Other dead dwarves look like they were popped, pieces of their body were popped off, similar to the maw demons that you saw. You see weird punctured holes through some of them, and some just look unrecognizable. The work of blood-hungry beasts.
I think Drell just spends whatever time he needs after that to like dig graves and bury the people.
There's too many graves to dig.
Well, then he maybe just builds one big one.
Would you like to set time aside to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this will help.
So, go ahead and make me a survival check of a DC 5. I'm going to say of a DC 12. If you roll under a 12, I'm going to say it takes about 2 to 3 hours to do that. Anything higher than a 12, it takes about an hour to do that.
What about anything over 20?
An hour?
22.
So you take an extra hour of your time, and you begin to dig a really big grave. And you start putting some of these, you start putting the dwarves' bodies that you find into these graves.
Minis, why don't you work on like a headstone or something?
Yeah, I'll do the art stuff. You do the structural integrity stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I would draw too, but I just, I'm busy doing the other stuff. But yeah, you handle the art this time. I'll get it next time.
Yeah.
At the end of the hour, you count about 86 dwarves that you pull out of the rubble. And then after that, do the three of you get back on your cart? Are you staying here as the sun is setting now?
Yeah, like Drell said, I spend some time carving like one nice tombstone, and I don't know their names, so I just put a mark for each one that we counted.
You see Sid's comfort you as you do that. Like, me. Your feather glows a bit.
Do we have lanterns on the cart? Like, could we travel at night if we wanted to?
You could. The only light that you have is from the cart, actually. So you can travel at night. It would be an animal handling check on Beethoven.
Well, I guess let's test the guys.
Well, what do you guys want to do? You guys want to rest or you guys want to keep moving?
I feel like we gotta give Beethoven a rest anyways.
Yeah, can I check in with Mammy and see how he's doing?
Give me an animal handling check.
18.
Since you guys have stopped here, he's kind of just been laying down. You think he's got a couple more hours left in him?
Let's at least go a little bit farther and then we'll take a break.
Okay.
We just got to keep going, and I don't know how far behind those doors are. I'm not even gonna lie. We've been here for a while, so
I was gonna say if we could get a little farther away from all this, that'd be nice.
We aren't in the snow yet, right? It's just dirt still, like dirt and gravel and rocks.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so then once Minis is done and Armos and Minis are back in the cart, we keep moving.
And the three of you go on into the night. As about another hour passes and the sun begins to set and it gets real dark. The only light around you is the light coming from your carriage, and you have set one up so Beethoven can see a little bit in front of him, as there are 2 lanterns hanging from his tusks as he moves forward into the night, following the road as best he can. You go about another 2 to 3 hours. You travel a few more miles, make some good headway as you are now far from the town, but you get the sense that Beethoven now needs a rest. You pull over to the side of the road. Do that.
Yeah, I found a good spot.
All right, Armos, I love you, but if something happens again with those gems, don't touch them and don't put them in my hand.
Okay.
Deal. Ugh. Deal.
The three of you sleep into the night. You set up a camp, and now you have like a somewhat of a routine going. And then you sleep through the night. No ominous messages. No traumatizing visages from Minas. You sleep through the night. When morning comes, it's a little bit darker than it was yesterday. The clouds are much heavier. They're red, and they begin to shine a little bit as they eclipse the sun. You notice that a lot less light is coming through. And although it is summertime, it's starting to feel like winter.
My favorite season. You know, it's one thing I missed about home was the winter when we were down in South Trillis. It's just, you know, it's nice down there, but it's just not home. Just different, you know?
Oh, I guess I know what you mean. Why do you like the cold so much?
I mean, that's where I'm from.
Yeah, I guess you're just acclimated, huh?
Yeah. It's like, why do you like Drell looks around boulders?
What?
I don't know. It's, you know, it's just home.
Okay. I was gonna ask what everybody's favorite season was. Mine's spring. I think I know Armos.
Summer.
Yep. Okay, this one was obvious. I feel like we never talk about these kind of things. We're usually just going and fighting so much. We don't have time to talk about our shit. I don't know.
I mean, I know your favorite color, Menace, so there's that.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Drell looks around again.
I just wrote one down.
Magenta. He stares blankly at Miss.
Minis just stares soullessly back at Drell.
Right? Or at least I thought you said it one time. Maybe you changed it since then.
Just blatantly like
And the
gaslighting.
three of you continue down the road.
Miss, what's your favorite color? That's it, right?
It's red, and I point to my hair.
Oh, fuck. Why didn't I know that?
I literally dye my hair red.
Wait, you dye your hair?
This isn't my natural hair color.
Well, how am I supposed to know that? I've never seen you dye your hair.
Well, this is why we need to talk more.
But I mean, we've been around each other for the past year, and I've never once seen you dye your
What
hair.
made you think magenta?
Your hair. What do you mean?
Oh my god. Oh, you're colorblind.
Yeah.
Drell just waves his hand in front of his face.
Minas has been dyeing his hair this whole adventure.
Yeah.
What?
That's what I'm saying. Like, when was that canon?
I've been waiting for this to be brought up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, his
I
beard
wanted
is
to
just
get
like,
captured now and be like, this is not going to be good for my roots.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're telling me that when we were spending all that time in Shadowfell, I never once saw you dye your hair, Menace.
Yeah, it's because you don't wake up early anymore. I wake up early, I smash my berries, and I pull out my berry pouch, and I put them into my mortar
Yeah,
and
but you're
pestle.
dyeing your hair. But what I'm saying is you're dyeing your hair red, which means your hair is black, which then means you would have to bleach your hair first and then dye it a different color. And I've never seen you bleach your hair.
Oh my god.
One drunken night when you come in from the tavern at the reservoir, you stumble on Minas. He has like a whole face mask on, cucumbers in his eyes, aluminum foil on his hair. Oh, Joe, you're home early.
You're like, what are you playing? Hiding, dressed up? I don't know.
Anyway, you continue to travel down the road, and the road begins to descend down to a slight slope.
This is the next day?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we sleep.
You've been traveling for a few hours now. Yeah.
Does Drell wake up specifically early next morning to see me dye my hair?
Yeah, he's up hella early.
And I very awkwardly am like looking at you, like knowing why you're up so early.
I'm just a morning person now, Menace. I don't know what it
You're
is.
getting so off track. You continue to travel down the road as another day passes to have this whole freaking whatever. Okay, so another day passes. Great, wonderful. You get into a routine. Minas dyes his hair. 4 days have passed since we started, and you continue to travel down the road, and the road begins to descend down a slight slope as valleys begin to engulf the road. The cliff edges are at its highest point, are around 50 feet over the path. You are now on this road, and it looks like the like there are cliffs overhanging on the road, casting a more of a shadow onto the road.
Does Drell want me to drive today, or?
Yeah, Menace, why don't you take a turn?
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll go on and off.
Yeah, me and Mamie became pretty best friends, so you're probably gonna have a hard time, taking over, but you should definitely give it a shot.
I can't speak with animals.
Oh, hey, hello, Menace.
Hello, Beethoven of the North. I will be taking over today.
Oh, splendid. That big loaf is a little hard on the reins. Do you think you can loosen up for me? I know how to follow a road.
I sure can. And should I do an animal handling check?
Absolutely. You get to do it with advantage.
That was a 14.
Yes, you handle him quite well, and he seems much more relaxed, and you see that the pace picks up a little bit. Like, oh, very good.
And I also want to do, I don't know if I can do a perception, survival, some kind of check to see if we're taking like the best path.
You are definitely following the map to the best of your ability, but go ahead and make me a perception check.
Oh, perception. That's a 12.
You look around and you notice that these cliffs are overlooking you, but you don't see anything out of the ordinary, but you do notice that the climate begins to change a bit. Now, the grass on the side of the road is now becoming frosted over with snow. As now you've been traveling for the last 4 days, you are definitely getting closer to North Trillis. The winds are becoming colder, and the grass is now lightly frosted with snow, and you see some snow on the trees in the distance on the cliff's edge. You guess that when it was nighttime, like it got so cold throughout the night that a little bit of snowfall started to happen. You definitely feel like you're getting closer to no man's land.
So it's getting cold out here, Drell.
I know, right? Doesn't it feel great?
I don't mind it actually. I'm pretty hairy. Also, my feather is really warm.
You travel another 50 feet forward in between the cracks, but then something begins to stop you in your place. You look outside, and there are these large roots growing beneath you, so much that it looks like large tree trunks. As the weather begins to manipulate around you, you see that Beethoven becomes instantly scared. He's like, Menace, what's happening? What is happening here? What? Ooh, and you see that roots begin to grow around the woolly mammoth's legs.
Whoa.
You see that nature around you has started to twist and conform within 90 feet radius from the center of your car. It looks like this area is beginning to twist and manipulate. A dense fog fills the area around you, and it looks like it's hard to see through the fog. It's becoming now heavily obscured. You see that underneath under the fog, weeds and vines begin to entangle the car and the woolly mammoth, uprooting it, causing it to become immobile. And you hear groans in the distance of the fog, like trees are moving. And then from the twisted vines, you hear growth coming in, almost like this sharp, piercing sounds from deep within the foggy area, and then gusts of wind in the distance around you. I'm gonna need everybody to roll me initiative.
Boys, we have trouble.
Nat 20.
Boom! Ooh. Which gives you a 22,
20.
I believe. What? Dang! Okay.
Damn it. Menace beats me because he is +4 and I only have
That's
+2.
right.
Okay.
But I rolled it first.
Oh my god, I also got a nat 20.
There's no.
Get the fuck out of here. No, get the
Did you
fuck
really?
out of here, yeah.
Armos.
First ever try Nat 20. Come on, Armos.
Armos, what'd you roll?
I got a 9.
No. That would have been wild. Still crazy.
That is nuts. So that's gonna be. Yep. Okay. Cool.
It's a flat one though, so you go third.
It technically is a 22 for no reason in particular, but yes,
Third goes first. You
There
also.
also goes first. Nice. So we're gonna go ahead and start the initiative at 24. It was Menace with the first nat 20, or the second nat 20. You got the first one, but Menace, you got a 24. What are you doing as the car is now uprooted? And the mammoth is tied down within the vines, and it looks like the mammoth is struggling.
I immediately hop out of the cart, pull out my rapiers, and I'm gonna first try and slash at the roots, immediately trying to engulf our mammoth to see if that does anything.
Go ahead and roll a hit.
That is going to be a 27 to hit.
Yeah, 27 hits, and you're able to slash through the vines with it, but you notice that as you're slashing through the vines, that more vines come to take its place. But it looks like it's not crushing him at the moment.
Okay. And then I'm gonna. Do I see anything where the groans are coming from?
You hear groans, but this whole area that you're in is solid fog, which is giving you the heavily obscured, which when you're in a heavily obscured area such as darkness or opaque fog or dense foliage blocks a vision entirely, a creature effectively suffers the blinded condition when trying to see something in that area. The fog is about 10 feet high, and it looks like you can't see more than 10 feet in front of you. So if you're gonna make any type of perception check here, you're gonna have to do it under the blinded condition.
I suppose I have nothing to do but start going towards the groans.
So you're hearing groans from the north side and the south side. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the north side just to start putting distance between them and the mammoth, hopefully, because Minus is just assuming they're trying to. Because are we like kind of in between a cliff almost?
You're in the middle of a valley.
Right.
So the road is through a valley, and there's two cliffs on either side of you, about 50 feet above you.
Yeah, I'll walk 35 feet to the north.
You walk 35 feet. As a matter of fact, when you hit that 30-foot mark, you are instantly blown back by this sudden gust of wind as a wind wall appears before you. Go ahead and make me a strength saving throw.
Terrible. That's going to be a 10.
10, that you're gonna fail, and you're gonna take 15 points of bludgeoning damage as you're knocked back 15 feet as this giant wall of gust blows you back.
Ormos, magic wall! And I guess I will use a bonus action perception check to see if I can like listen for where they are specifically in relation to the wall, these groans.
Okay, so go ahead and make me a perception check.
That is a 21.
You notice that you hear groans from atop the cliffs specifically. Does not look like they're in the fog, but they are nearby, and it sounds like moving trees in the distance.
Guys, I think they're on the cliffs! And I end my turn.
And we're gonna go ahead and move to Drell's initiative 22.
I think I'm gonna get out, and I want to try to. Can I just like spend my turn? I guess like trying to keep the cart and Mammy like the vines off of the cart and Mammy, like just like burn my turn, or like you just use my turn to like maintain.
Yeah, absolutely. You're trying to keep the vines from basically crushing.
Just like not trying to get rid of them, but like not just trying to make sure like we don't get overwhelmed while Minus is going to do his thing.
Absolutely. You go ahead and begin to cut through some of the vines to lessen the stress off of Beethoven.
Yeah.
As it's entangling him.
They say, Mammy, don't worry. Just remember who did this, okay?
Oh, Minus, thank you for sending your friend.
What? This was my... yeah, no problem. Happy to help.
Because I still speak with him as well.
As we stay on initiative 22, through the dense fog, you see that there are these beams of light coming down from the sky. There's one almost still inside the cart. You see that one shine of light is on Minus and the other is on Drell. Drell, will a 23 hit?
Is it a melee attack?
No, it is not a melee attack. It is a spell.
Yes, it does hit. It's the number. My armor class is 23. So yeah.
Okay. So, and then Minus, a 24 to hit as these beams of light shine on you for a moment, and then the ground under you erupts into flames. Drell, you are going to take 38 points of fire damage. Minus, you are going to take 33 points of fire damage.
There's a reaction with my absorb elements.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll go resistant to that.
So you go resistant on that Minus, but Drell, since you got hit with that attack, your eyes flash over and you are blinded until for the foreseeable future. As like your eyes go completely white, like you're flashbang.
Armos, help me. I'm on fire.
And then you see then you feel a third spell go off as you see as Beethoven begins to react very weirdly. Minish, you turn around and you see Beethoven's eyes go white to red as it's starting to thrash about.
No.
As it looks like it's been charmed in some way. Minis, go ahead and give me a Arcana check.
Oh, yeah, I'm great at these. 15.
You notice by being one with nature and magic, being a cleric, that you're starting to understand the weave more, that these are druidic spells, and that you've entered a grove of some kind.
Yup.
And we're gonna go ahead and move to initiative 9. Armos, still inside the carriage, ready to get out. What are you doing?
I'm going to do good old Sickening Radiance. So up on one of the cliffs, I noticed the cliff closest to me. I cast Sickening Radiance up there to try to hit anything, kind of doing a spread shot, trying to hit whatever I can.
Sure. What kind of saving throw does it need to make?
Oh, it make? Okay, gotcha. Hit something. Constitution of 18.
It fails, but chooses to succeed. As you hear the grunt of something on the ledge, you hear the moaning of trees and a humanoid voice going, "Ah!" And then some shuffling about from on the cliff. Then nothing happens to the thing. And what else are you doing on your turn? You know that things were affected. Oh, a matter of fact, I'm sorry, because the other two need to make, did I say 2?
Maybe.
Poor choice of words. Through the dense fog, you see the outline of these 2 large tree-like ents that have fell ill to the Sickening Radiance. How much damage are they taking?
21.
They both take 21 points of damage as you hear the groans of the trees like moving and twisting and contorting. We're gonna go back to initiative 24 minutes.
How high is the cliff?
50 feet up.
50 feet up. Nice.
Don't you get some new fancy boots?
That's what I was about to do. I'm a bonus action. Click my heels together.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use a dash action to go up 50 feet.
Wait, so it doubles your movement. It doubles your walking speed. So your walking speed is now 50?
My walking speed is now 70.
Okay, and then you dash, so that gives you 150 feet of movement.
Half.
And then it gets halved because
Climbing is half.
yes. Okay. No, I'm not saying you can't do it. I just want to make sure I have the math right. So okay, yeah. So you move 50 feet forward, and you begin to climb up the cliff's edge. Oh, you headed westward?
Yes. Up the western cliff, because I ain't dealing with that radiance.
Go ahead and make me, because this is kind of like a steep valley, but it's an easy acrobatics check. I promise. Give me an acrobatics check of a DC 10 to see if you can just climb up, because it's pretty steep. It's like it's like the Ninja Warrior wall.
10. Oh my god, I literally got a 10.
You're like slipping, like I got it. Ooh, I got this. And you see like Sid's like trying to make like a rope to get you up there, but you finally make it up there, and you overlook the fog and across to the other cliffside, overlooking the edge. You see these 2 tree ents glowing green from the Sickening Radiance. Within the Sickening Radiance, you see this cloaked figure standing in the midst of it, looking like an attack position, has a staff and large minotaur horns.
Guys,
Do not see any facial features.
I got a bad feeling. And I don't see anyone in the fog immediately around me.
The fog is not on the cliff's edge. You are now overlooking, you are out of the fog.
Oh, I'm out of the fog. So do I
Yes.
see anybody else around on the western side?
You do
the
not.
Southern side? Oh, it's literally just on the eastern side.
Yes.
Oh my god, I climbed all the way up and up.
So this whole area, the fog is down in the valley, but the area above where on the cliff's edge is still like viney and like moving beneath your feet. You're still in this spell effect range, but right now it's focused in that valley, and you feel like it could be manipulated.
All right, so I am going to take some slingshots. Hello, Editor Dan speaking, and I am interrupting this broadcast for a brief moment to apologize for accidentally taking a extra attack action. Unintentional on my part. You think after 100 episodes I'd get it. But anyways, back to the show! At the tree thing closest to the eastern edge. I don't get advantage against those things. It's just I can see them
You can
nicely
see.
now.
Yeah,
All right, the first shot is a 16,
that hits.
and the second shot is a 23.
23, that
And
hits.
I'm using my elemental bullets as I'm like, fire!
Yes, go ahead and those both hit, so go ahead and deal fire damage. You're attacking one of them or both of them?
One of them.
Okay.
So it will take 23 points from my sling bullets, and it will also take 18 points of fire damage.
That fire damage gets doubled.
Oh, dang. And then you see Sid of the Hellfire riding one of the bullets as he does another 6 points of damage.
Dead. Completely erupts into flames from the flame bullets as the
I got
tree
one!
head begins to burn and collapses into the ground.
2 wood things, 1 dead, 1 hooded thing.
And then we're going to go ahead and move to initiative 22, Drell.
So I'm just like on fire, so
You're
blinded.
blinded. You're not on fire, but you took fire damage. It was like a really quick flash.
Well, I'm blind, so I think I'm on fire. Like, oh my god, I'm on fire. Please. And I guess, like, is there a way that I can become unblinded?
Not at the moment. It's like a flashbang is going on.
Okay. So I just like feel around like, Mammy, please help me.
You feel the thrashing of a woolly mammoth freaking out nearby.
Can I try to talk Mammy out of whatever is happening? Like, even if I can't see?
Sure. Go ahead and make me an animal handling check.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out and say, Mammy, it's okay. I'm right here. I know Menace left us, but I'm gonna take care of you. Oh, I was so close. This is a 13.
It's still thrashing in place. It's trying to free itself, but you hear that it's like snarling and growling. And it's making angry noises. You are going to take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as the woolly mammoth is thrashing in place, completely ignoring you.
I can take it. It's okay, Mammy.
Boom, boom, boom. The cart is like shaking in place as well.
It's because they call you Beethoven, I know. It make me mad too.
Is that the end of your turn? What else would you like to do?
I don't think I can do anything else. So yeah, that's the end of my turn.
We're gonna stay on initiative 22 as you see that one of the tree ends that's glowing green menace like moves over to move in front of the cloaked figure, and then the cloaked figure is going to raise a staff. And you notice from the shine of the staff, it is made out of blood shards. And you see that the staff begins to glow, and then the space around you begins to glow as another one of these wildfire spells go off. That's going to be a 20 to hit.
Oh, yep.
You're going to take 34 points of fire damage here.
There's another absorb elements.
Nice. So you're not blinded by that. Drell, a 23 to hit,
Oh my god, right on the dot again.
and you're going to take 37 points of fire damage. Almost, where are you?
I'm on fire.
On top of the cart.
With a 19 to hit, that's going to be 38 points of fire damage.
Halved.
Although it's halved, you are blinded. It's going to end its turn. Menace, you see that it flourishes its staff as the cloak goes in, and you see this red fur from the waist down. And Drell, your eyesight comes to. You are no longer blind.
Oh, thank God.
And we're gonna go to initiative 24. No, we're gonna go to initiative 9. Armos. Armos, you are blinded.
And they were supposed to do Sickening Radiance on their turn.
Oh yes, let me go ahead and roll for Sickening Radiance. We're gonna go ahead and do a Constitution saving throw here. Ooh. It chooses to pass.
Both?
Just the cloaked figure. The tree ant is going to fail horribly. How much damage is it taking?
Ugh. 24.
It's dead. Completely goes into shambles as it begins to fall to the ground and then dies.
Awesome. All right. I am going to. I can't see the guy from where I'm at, correct?
No, you are blind.
Crap. Let me read this real quick. That requires me to be able to see. I'm going to. All of my things are if I can see them. Okay. How about this? Oh, nope, that's a visual. Crap. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to have to dodge action. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to do off the top of my head.
Okay, you go ahead and take a dodge action. We're going to go ahead back to initiative 24 minutes.
Real quick, what does Armo's dodge action looks like as he's trying to stay away from danger?
It's him kind of weaving back and forth with his hands, one hand on his eye, and he's feeling around the other, and then he accidentally falls off the top of the cart.
Unintentionally dodging.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. All right. I think we got big problems coming, guys, and I'm gonna bonus action float as I jump off the cliff's edge to go about 15 feet forward towards the Minotaur, and I'm gonna shoot some sling bullets. I would like to shoot some normal sling bullets towards the Minotaur, like towards their feet, and make an intimidation check, like, you better back down, we've got this covered. Instead of actually attacking, I want to just tell them to stop attacking.
Yeah, go ahead and make an intimidation check as you send some warning shots at their feet.
Oh my goodness. I have 0 on intimidation and I got a 19.
As you float over the air with the Sids and you shoot some warning shots, you see the shots land at her feet and nothing happens. Her?
I was waiting for him to slow move. We know who it is.
I know who you're talking about.
I can hear Tony trying not to laugh. I don't know what you're talking about.
The shots land at their feet and there is no reaction. John, you're just making me laugh.
You made me laugh.
You're making me laugh.
Minutes, tell Flora to knock it off.
Flora! This is the most unintentionally funny moment of the podcast.
Please.
The warning shots go unnoticed as the figure stares at you as you float. What else are you doing?
Staring menacingly.
You stare menacingly as we move to initiative 22, Drell.
So I'm not blinded anymore, right?
You are not blinded anymore.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna try to spend my turn trying to like calm Mammy, if that works.
Go ahead and make me an animal handling check as you try to calm Mammy.
Oh, dang. Can we say as a bonus action, I applied my Stone of Insight to my head?
I'll say you can use this as a bonus action, sure.
Okay, so then that means it's a 15.
You don't get hurt by the thrashing, although it is still freaking out. Normally, you would get a reaction out of Beethoven. However, you notice its eyes are red, blood red. It is charmed by something. And normal means is not going to calm it down. It is being controlled by something.
Okay, then I guess would that be my action or?
Yeah, because you use your bonus action to start the stone.
Perfect. Okay, then that's my turn then.
Staying on initiative 22, the cloaked figure stares at Eumenes as it's going to make a con saving throw for sickening radiance. Okay, we passed that one. As it begins to walk forward, it is going to cast a spell on you, Minas. Minas, I'm going to need you to make me a strength saving throw of a DC 18.
That is a 24.
Ooh, you see that from below you, these yellow strips of magical energy try to loop around you, however, miss, and as you break through and restrain yourself from being caught in this earthbind.
I make like a floating Sid ball and then the ball bursts.
And as you look back up, you are going to see that the figure stands forward, walks towards the edge of the cliff, and stares at you as you do see the full appearance of this druidic minotaur. It is indeed Flora. However, she looks very different from the last time you saw her. Her horns look cracked and shattered. Her face looks demonic and bloodshot red as you see that there's a large blood shard sticking out of her chest that looks very infected, and you see the steam coming out of her nose, and you see that her skin begins to change as she wild shapes. However, it's not into an animal, it is into a winged beast, but it looks like a demon as the flesh and skin and fur begin to contort, mutilate, and stretch as she begins to transform into this giant demon-looking version of a hawk. And that is where we're going to end this week's session.
Flora!
I fudging knew it. I knew you were going to do it right there.
I had my whole next plan turned out.
Oh man, this is not going to end good.
Man.
Menace is going to have a really rough 2 days.
Already traumatized. My Armos.
It's Flora! Who would have thought? Wow, what a reveal!
Wow.
The second you said druid, I was like, yep.
That's exactly what I thought too.
I thought you picked it up when I said she. You're like, she? I'm like, oh, fuck.
But that was only confirmation.
Oh, we knew long.
Yeah, that was only confirmation.
We'll talk about it in the after
You
show.
almost
the build-up.
slipped up earlier, and I was like, oh, that was one of my favorite battles yet. It's not even over yet.
Oh, because there's a lot of like zone control happening right now.
Yeah, it's fun.
I really wanted to hit you with that Earthbind. It would have made a great cliffhanger for the episode. I'm like, oh, Midas is gonna fly. Yeah, right. Just hit. But you passed with a 24. That's a really good save. That's a really good save.
Strength and dexterity are my saving throw proficiencies.
Yeah, I'm starting to notice that.
Yeah.
Pretty good, but we'll see how you handle against a demonic Bloodhawk.
All right, Tony, what's your recommendation?
Whoa,
You were gonna give us last time.
we're already going to the wreck part. We got witty banter, then we got to talk, and then we fight about it.
No, we
then
gotta
do
get right into this after show.
Oh, you're gonna get right into it. Okay. I mean, it was a great episode. What did I have? Oh, when you force me to do it, it's not really that great of a wreck. But
Well, I also said last week I was going to give the rec.
You can give the rec if you want.
So I'm jumping in and I'm taking the lead for the recommendation totals. Because if you're a Patreon and you listened to the after show last week, you would know Tony and I are tied for most recs. And Dan and Jared are actually tied for least amount of recs. So
that's correct.
It's rigged.
I'm gonna wreck. I'm just gonna throw it out there. It's brand new.
It's gonna wreck it. That's my favorite.
You were on a roll there for a second. And
Sorry.
kind of.
Okay, I'm gonna throw out a rec, and what I want to recommend is a video game. I know, and I'm not Jared. It's called Duckside.
Right.
It's only a demo on Steam right now, but it's a blast. It's, if you've ever heard of the game Rust, it's like a base building PvP game. But you're a duck and you fly around, and you're a duck with a machine gun and you shoot other ducks, and your base has little nests that you spawn in, and it's great. It's fun. Highly recommend it. And yeah.
All right, wonderful. Well, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move into the Patreon supporters. Thank you for the love and everything in between. And everybody give your best duck goodbye.
Oh my God.
Quack.
Wah.
Hey, it's me, Drell, and welcome back to Drell's Bodacious Bodatorium, the only gym for all the right muscles. Thank you again for your memberships. This gym palace would not be the same without all of you. I just have some house cleaning announcements I need to make, and then I will let you get back to your session. First, we have the Shadow Smugglers. To the Dread. Even though it was short-lived and the sauna is back out of service, I still appreciate the support. I understand you can't control how hot you get sometimes, especially when you get angry. Trust me, if anyone can relate to rage, it's me. To be honest, I'm just glad I'm not the only one Jack Sonasinki rubs the wrong way. God, I hate that guy. P.S. I will also need some gold for that smoothie. Next, Alara Dawnstar. Although Alara is relatively new, she has recently been promoted to supervise the Blend and Bulk Fitness Smoothie Station, which is now hiring part-time. Please contact Alara if you're interested in applying. Please, we're kinda desperate. The only ones that have been applying so far are the Sids. I'm actually thinking about making Sid of the Ashbourne her supervisor though. Could be a good move. Next, we have Reese. After returning from his trip exploring Humbrea, Reese has a new outlook on life. He's made it very clear to me that he's no longer interested in teaching cycling. Due to this, he will be transferring from cycle classes to yoga and meditation. So far, the only person to sign up has been Minis for every class. I did see one though called Let's Froya. It seems to be a mix of froyo and yoga. Sounds fun and tasty. Fresh back from his suspension is our lead lifeguard, Julius Kendrick. Although he now has all of his certifications, I can't help but to notice how often he comes and goes. He'll be there one moment, and literally I'll turn around, and he's not there the next. I guess as long as he's there when it counts, that's all that matters, right? Anyways, next time you see him, please be sure to give him a warm welcome back. Next is our Bloodshard Bandits. Reigns, I appreciate you listening to me when I brought up the tank tops. But when I said, what's the point if they don't cover anything? I didn't think you would just stop wearing them altogether. Also, I know you're preparing for the semi-annual Drell's bodybuilding competition, but you've literally bought every bottle of bronzer we have. I think you're good, bro. Next is Morgan Oldhill. Morgan, I appreciate you dropping your companion off at daycare. I also understand there was a mix-up in the requested grooming service and your fox received a blowout. I guess it could have been worse, right? Like, perm, yeah. Anyways, my sincerest apologies, and you'll be receiving 1 free week of our companion watching services. Miss Sid will be providing you the coupon next time you're in. Next is Artemis. I consider you now the unofficial, official, but technically still unofficial bouncer of the gym. Not only do you now make sure you put away all your weights, but you've actually been hunting down others to do the same, and I absolutely love it. Kemi Joe told me how you were on him before he was even done with the machine. Keep it up. Next is Tanner Smith. Tanner, I want to again welcome you to the gym. As you've already been instructed several times, you only need to scan your ID once upon entry. What you don't need to do is come up to the front desk and scan it every time you go to do a different machine. I promise you, we've got you accounted for. Sly, I have your appointment for the Wear Rage room all set. That will be every day from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Here, I was thinking the raccoons were nocturnal. I mean, I am. I'm not a morning guy. But oh well. Also, your profile has now been updated to reflect both forms, so we won't mistake you for a normal raccoon again. Next is Rommel. Your wood expertise is needed at the sauna. There was an unfortunate fire a few days back, and we'll need your help to rebuild. Remember, I need the wood, but please leave the dirt. So, I've actually assigned a Sid to sweep up behind you as you walk through the gym, so you should be good. Next is the Sidget College alumni, Andrew Hall. Andrew, I recently had a conversation with you talking about the 1 smoothie per hour requirement for anyone not working out. Did you really think you could get away with just sitting in the corner and drinking 1 smoothie halfway and then putting water into it and then drinking the water and then continuously refilling it? You didn't think I would notice that? Come on, Andrew. 1 smoothie per hour. Next, we have Patrick Wennerstrom, aka Punk. After reaching a mutually beneficial agreement, Punk will now be performing live music here at Drell's Bodacious Bodatorium every Tuesday and Friday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. As long as I get to play the triangle, anyone who attends will receive a raffle ticket to potentially win, wait for it, 12% off their next smoothie. Next, we have Robit. Robit, I understand you got into it the other day with another member at the gym. Something about a battle or a rescue mission that had to do with some royals of your bread people. Anyways, Although the gym is never the place for violence, I totally understand that some people can just be total knobs. Next time, just meet them in the parking lot. Next is Saint Chaos. I have a small complaint about the last shipment we got from Lelouch's Farms. The fruit and everything was fine, but I believe we were missing the Drell's special case in the delivery. Anyways, please make sure the packages comes in the next one. Next is Sergio Rodriguez. Sergio, here at the DBB, we pride ourselves on safety. Please make sure you're attaching the emergency cutoff cord when, yes, on the stair climber, elliptical, and treadmill. I will say, it's pretty impressive how much cardio you do, even if cardio's a joke. Next is Humbrea's Heroes. Mr. Man with Glass, Odie Mel, and Will Miller. I do not know what it is with you three, but for some reason, you have gone from freeze tag to the hot sensation, see what I did there, of pickleball. Now that it's an all-out war between the tennis players and pickleball players, I will need you to reserve your court whenever you want to play. We're not getting into that again. Next, we've Ripcord, Toby Large, and John Carroll. I understand it's hard to play 2-on-2 basketball with 3 people, but please stop bringing in Miranor as a guest every day. You each get 1 guest pass a month, and Miranor is still on his 6-month ban. He's not allowed in. And finally, we have Johnny Tar. You never came to talk to me or invited me to kick ball, so you're still banned from the yoga room. No froyo for you. Well, that's all I have for everyone today. Thanks again for all the love and support, and I'll see you next time. Drell out.